Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of the Chaos Within podcast.
Yeah.
You have me, John, and you also have my co-host, Sherry.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here.
And we are going to be embracing the chaos within the chaos. Been waiting all week to say
that. I could tell. You look like you were holding it in.
I had it written down just in case. So, we are on what platforms? YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio,
Amazon. Yeah.
I think that covers everything.
I think so.
We will be doing this once a week, every Wednesday, 10 a.m. launch time.
Eastern time.
Can't forget Eastern time. Unless catastrophic events happen. I mean, it can happen sometimes, like when you forget to edit the episode, but that's another subject altogether. Anything else should we add? I think that covers mostly everything.
That covers most of it. And if you want to see any clips or tidbits, you can also check out our TikTok, Instagram, or Blue Sky accounts. Yeah.
And links will be in the bio as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it. Very first episode, introductions. How about you start? You go first. Who are you?
So I am Sherry, also known as Chaotic3 Gaming. I am a mom of 3. I like playing video games. I've been married for over a decade. Also love anime.
Ew.
Listen, you've been married almost as long. Before all of this started, I was actually streaming and still do stream games on TikTok, which is probably my happy place for right now. I like playing games and sharing that love with other people. So that's probably the biggest thing you'll know about me. You'll also notice there's 3D printers. Although not running, that's another big part of who I am. I love 3D printing and being able to make something out of spools of plastic. So that's what you're going to get out of me most of the time.
And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cabinet that's just hanging out behind you all the time that I'm kind of jealous of. But
with a little astronaut that I 3D printed sitting on there.
Well, I am John. I go by John the Wild Card now. Don't know where it came from. Just spawned out of nowhere. It gets judged all the time now, and I like it. You know, it makes people think. I'm a gamer.
You are a wild card.
That's what I said, right? Like, that's once people get to see me, they understand where it's going. You never know what to expect. I'm a gamer just like you. I live stream on TikTok and Twitch. I mean, married, 2 kids. Married almost as much time as you, a little bit less. A little bit.
Damn.
Not too much. I don't really think I got much more to add. I'm thinking hard about this one. Is there anything else I want the people to know? Oh, I think Assassin's Creed sucks. That's one.
Questionable opinions on video games. We're not gonna get there today, but you know, not everyone can be right. Sometimes the Johns of the world have to be wrong.
I guess. Everybody, by the time we get to a conversation about Assassin's Creed, I promise you, I'll get everybody on my side. I promise you.
Yeah.
But that's for a different day. Today, it's all about the introductions. How did we get here? How did we end up streaming from 2 different sides of the world? That's what we want people to believe. We met on TikTok. Wow, we made friends on the internet. It's crazy.
I know. And actually took it somewhere, which is crazy. Oddly enough, we met each other through a friend that I had made first with D. He does really cool felt creations on TikTok. He followed me because of my 3D printing content, which, you know, at the time he was just starting to get into 3D printing. And he was sharing me with everybody he knew, and he was sharing John with everybody he knew. So eventually we just ended up in each other's streams. And from there, we started, you know, mutually roasting each other. It started with him telling me I was ancient and, you know, me ragging on his inability to play games right. And now here we are. And he's moderately better at games now, too. So I feel like, if anything, I've been a blessing.
I was only speaking my truth when I said you were old, but I mean, that's all that happened there. But I mean, you actually accept it now. So I mean,
it's all right.
And I've always been good at games. I just hold back because I don't want y'all to think I'm too good.
Okay.
I gotta keep my content, right?
Okay.
It's better when I look bad because then people want to help me and then they decide to follow me because they think I'm bad, right? Come on, it's part of the marketing.
Or they like laughing at it.
Exactly.
Or they really, really like watching particular scenes in the Kingdom Hearts game for several hours at a time, you know.
But see, like, to be fair, like, you're not playing Kingdom Hearts, so you don't understand the backtracking that's involved sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to be fair about that and honest about that, it's not like I'm just sitting there waiting around. You know, it's not like I'm lost. Making progress.
Okay. I'll believe you.
I mean, look, you've been playing Dragon Age for how long now?
Yeah, but I'm doing different missions all the time.
See, that's what you want me to believe, but it looks all the same to me. I mean, maybe a different boss every now and then, but...
And I'm killing them on the first try.
Allegedly.
A lot of the times.
I mean, you're only posting when you do it the first time. That's to be fair. Come on, I'm there all the time. I see you even when I'm not there.
Uh-huh. That's concerning, but that's okay. Let's see, what else? Oh, and then we could talk about animes that we both enjoy. I know exactly which one you're going to say right now. Go ahead.
Anime that we enjoy, like... I
which one are you currently obsessing over?
What am I currently obsessing over? The anime I'm currently obsessing over. If we're going to, like, currently obsessing over is Solo Leveling.
What?
I think you thought I was going to say something else. See?
I did. You never mentioned this, so you're not obsessing that hard.
Literally because the new season just started, so we moved obsessions.
Wow. So
I felt like you thought I was going to say Don.
What we're all learning right now is that John very quickly moves on past things. He likes things for a little bit, and then he's like, I'm good. I'm going to try this now.
The question was currently obsessed with.
I feel like I don't even know you anymore. Let's see. If I was to think about what I'm currently obsessed with, I think the last anime I really sat and watched was Castlevania Nocturne. I'm trying to get into Dragon Ball Daima, but like the startup on that one was so slow that I'm just like waiting. And from what I understand, we finally got to the point where they're starting to fight things. So I'm going to go ahead and like watch the 6 or 7 episodes that have passed since the last time I watched it, so I can actually see them fight things, because I don't know. It started slow, but I'm still enjoying it.
Dragon Ball Daima, I decided on the first episode that I'm waiting until the English start. So I decided that like after episode 1, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to waste my time. Like, I want to watch this in English, so I'm going to just wait. It's not hurting my feelings whatsoever.
So you've given me a gift. Now I can spoil it for you. Got it.
I mean, it's already been spoiled. Like, I'm the type of person I was like, unless I really actively like, nah, I need to know information, you can spoil it for me. So I've already been spoiled. I feel like I can spoil it for you right now.
Yeah, I'm not that attached to it, to be honest. From what I've seen so far, it's not comparable to me for the other seasons of Dragon Ball Z I've seen, or Dragon Ball Super, or whatever else. I don't know. I'm still waiting. But that's my current obsession, I guess, is that, just waiting for it to get better.
So let's go with the overall. I can't even talk anymore. The overall obsession. What do you love?
I feel like you know exactly what I'm going to say.
I know, but do the people know?
So I love Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is where my love of anime started. I remember being a kid and getting out of school at the end of the day and being super excited to see the next episode, and seeing like these 5 schoolgirls being like all powerful beings, and they were able to stop any bad guy with the power of love and friendship. And I thought that was so cool. And I know recently there's been a lot of like discourse about Sailor Moon being like how Dragon Ball Z is the grandfather of all anime. Sailor Moon, as its counterpart, is the grandmother of all anime. They're like the grandparents. Anime wouldn't really exist if it wasn't for them, at least not for us over here in the US. So I will always, always, always be a hardcore Sailor Moon fan. I have lots of Sailor Moon clothes and shoes and figures, and you name it, I probably have it. I have Sailor Moon socks. Sailor Moon is life. I actually really enjoyed the last Sailor Moon movie that dropped on Netflix too.
Because of her, I have Sailor Moon a part of my life. So
Sailor Moon is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Tuxedo Mask. I mean, it should actually be like, Sailor Moon, but whatever. Close enough, I guess.
You made me realize that Tuxedo Mask is not what I thought he was. So,
really?
Like, I watched Sailor Moon when I was younger. Like, there was those days of Toonami where Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and some other anime used to come on back to back to back. So that was my Sailor Moon entry. And I just feel like I remember Tuxedo Mask way differently. Like I remember him showing up, but I really felt like he actually saved the day. There was battle scenes and all this. Like I would have lied to you and said, "Yeah, I remember the scene in Sailor Moon when her and Tuxedo Mask teamed up and they had this crazy." Like I would have told you this whole story. That's not true. And I started watching some clips the other day when I was looking.
He's a hype man.
Exactly. I was like, he's just a glorified hype man.
He just reminds her of her inner strength, and then she does it. And then even when he becomes Moonlight Knight for a while, still same. He was...
See, you lost me with that.
Similar.
You said words that just went over my head.
You didn't know that he was somebody... Oh, that's a conversation for another day.
You said Moonlight Knight. I'm like, who?
Disappointment.
Look, Sailor Moon was a younger thing. I mean,
dishonor upon your family, your cow, your ancestors, all of it.
I accept it. I accept it. Like long-term love. Like I watch a lot of anime. So right now, what I would tell you my favorite anime ever is an anime called Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, and that is mainly because I equivalent that to like Game of Thrones in anime form. It's a Gundam anime that's not really about Gundam, and it's such a different take on the Gundam series, even though we got the diplomacy and all that stuff. But I enjoy it because it's more of taking children and talking about a story from children's point of view, putting children into war and how that affects children. And it was just so different, and I loved it. It's my number one anime of all time right now. So people would be like, I never even heard of that anime. I'm like, I don't care. It's my favorite.
I've never heard of that anime.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right.
You know the name Gundam. That's all that matters.
That's true. There's Gundams in my house. So
exactly. So
look at me go.
That's all that matters.
2 steps ahead of the process.
Exactly. As long as you can tell me what a Gundam is, we're on the same page.
I can do that. So there we go. We're meeting eye to eye. It's fine. All right. So then from anime, we have to talk, I think, about the thing that probably connected us, which is gaming, and what our favorite games of all time were. That's...
You want me to go first, or would you like to go first?
Oh, no, you should go first on this one.
So right now today, I will tell you that my favorite game is called Persona 5. Persona 5 Royal. It is a blend. I call it like anime the game. It is sort of kind of like a life simulator, but it also kind of goes back to traditional Final Fantasy, old school Final Fantasy turn-based action. But the story is so beautiful. I found that on PlayStation when I actually used my PlayStation. It was free. No, not free. What's the PlayStation service called? PlayStation Now, I think it was called.
It's like, yeah, I think it's PlayStation Plus now.
So
it might have been PlayStation Plus back then too.
It was free for a period of time. The first one, it was just called Persona 5. And after I played it, I was like, this game is perfect. But at that time, that game was out for a very long time. And then after I played that, Persona 5 Royal came out, and I was like, So what it was like, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of updates, and I was like, how do you make a perfect game even more perfect? And they somehow found a way to do it. Like it's beautiful. I love that game. I might shed a tear talking about it right now. But that made me dive even deeper into the Persona series, and I just love the series as a whole. I love every story that they have to tell in the series so far. The ones I have played is Persona 5, Persona 4, and Persona 3. So those are right there. Those 3 is like, I will put that on my top of my list. But there are a whole bunch of other series we could go into. But I don't want to. I don't want to take your time. I want to take your shine.
Oh, let's see. So now it's my turn, I guess. That's a hard question because I have a top 2 that kind of are always battling it out with each other. But I would have to say my top number 1 favorite gaming franchise is Assassin's Creed. It pulled me in with the very first game on Xbox 360, following the story of Altair and just watching him navigate all these really tricky worlds. And I think one of the things that I will always enjoy about that is the historical accuracy of the buildings. Very clear there. And how you would start to see landmarks that were actually recognizable if you knew anything about world history, which I thought was cool. And I always enjoyed this really interesting story about the balance between good and evil, and how easy it was for the good to become evil because they thought they had good intentions. They thought they were saving the people, and ultimately they weren't by taking away their free will. And from that moving forward, I've enjoyed every game in the series for the most part. There are a few here and there that weren't really my favorite, but I'll always be like a hardcore Assassin's Creed fan. But it's a very close tie with Mass Effect because that's another really awesome story that lets you be the hero, lets you build those relationships and see whether or not people live or die with you. And it was just really intense. I like games where like your decisions matter, and Mass Effect is one of those games where every decision you make, how long you decide to take before you do things, sometimes could be the difference between someone living or dying. And I just love that kind of stuff.
So, of all the Mass Effects, including Andromeda, which one would you say is your favorite?
2.
2 is the one that may have made me cry because the first time I missed the ship. So I was like, no. Everybody survived but me.
That's brutal. And I mean, the crazy thing is, if you're not smart about it, there's a lot less people to save when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really have to be smart about how you do all those missions at the end. And that was something that I learned the hard way the first time. Because it tells you, gives you those warnings like, oh, this is a point of no return. If you do this, you can't do any of your side quests. And it's like, oh, dang, like, let me go finish these side quests. And I did that. And then I got there and everybody was like dead. So I was like, ooh. And then I found out later you could save them if you just went right away. And I was like, dang. So my next playthrough, I did it the right way. But yeah, no, those games could be brutal. Although if I had to round it out with the top 3, Cyberpunk would probably be in 3rd. Just because I love CD Projekt Red. I love the work that they do. I love that they did the work they needed to fix it. I love the story that they built. I love that they're still adding to that. They're still updating this game, even though it's been out for so long. Like, I feel like the games that they put out are games that are made by people who genuinely love games and care about the fans of those games. And everything that they put out is like a love letter to the fans. Like, here's some more. We love this game as much as you do. We want you to have more things.
Yeah, back in November, they just did hey, we're gonna put some more content in the game.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. It's on us this time.
Yeah, which is nuts. So it's like I need to see more from them. But yeah, I could go on and on about games all day.
So when did you play Cyberpunk? Did you play it at launch? Did you wait?
I tried it at launch. At launch, it did not work. At launch for me, my character could not keep clothes on. Not by my choice, by hers. And I was getting all these really like weird glitches. So the game was pretty much unplayable. For me, it was after they started releasing the patches and they're like, okay, like we fixed it now. And I finally went back to it and I was like, okay, like they actually did the work. They fixed the game. Would I have liked it to be working at launch? Yes, but it took a lot of effort for them to make that game playable for me. And after that point, I've played through it. I want to say I'm on my 4th playthrough now. So I've played through it quite a few times. And that's rare for me to play through a game that many times. Mass Effect and Assassin's Creed are the only other games that have gotten replays like that from me.
I was lucky enough to play it at launch. I played it on my Series X. I feel like they launched right around the same time. Mm-hmm. So I played it all the way through and I felt like I had minimal bugs. Nothing crazy, like nothing game impacting. But I saw everything else was going on the internet because who wasn't talking about how bad it was at the time. And I was like,
horrible.
Yeah, I felt like I was standing by myself saying, yo, this game is amazing. And everybody's like, no, you're talking about. I'm like, look, I played the beginning and the end and I know it got problems, but from what I experienced, if they clean that up, amazing game. Stand by that. Even Phantom Liberty, when that came out, loved it. Oh. And then, like you said, Mass Effect, all Assassin's Creed is his own story, but Mass Effect and Cyberpunk is like games that I've definitely replayed a whole lot throughout my gaming life. So
Mass Effect made me cry. So did Assassin's Creed. They made me cry a lot.
Assassin's Creed makes me cry with how bad it fell off. So
you and I are gonna fight.
It's a game series that I would love for to make a comeback. It doesn't.
I feel like it's coming. I feel like they finally gave us what we wanted, and if they do it right, we'll be there. But this is a conversation we can save for another month, because so long as it doesn't get pushed back, we'll be there, and I will be getting it on release day. So
Valentine's Day, right?
That's Valentine's Day. What game? Do they not know what Valentine's Day is? Oh,
yeah, it's a game that you're supposed to play with your partner. I mean, there's a male assassin and a female assassin, and we just
there's no co-op. There's not. That's not how that works.
I mean, you could pretend, right?
No.
Right. Just put it like you're over here, I'm over there. Just pretend we can make it work.
No.
That's what we used to do back in the day.
I mean, but it's a different world for games now. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it comes out. I mean, they pushed it back very, very close to the release date. So I haven't heard anything. It's been pretty much radio silence since that announcement. So I'd be hard pressed to believe that it will actually launch. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed.
At this point, because of all the information that's come out about Ubisoft, I just kind of feel like it's gonna come out, whether it's good or bad. So,
well, let's hope it's good.
It'll be better than the squad game with the Justice League.
I mean, I never played it, so I can't form an opinion on that one.
If you really want to see how we interact with each other, you should go to her live or my live, and then you can see how much we kind of, just we bicker back and forth. And maybe next episode, you'll definitely see that 100%, but we're trying to behave ourselves.
That was you on your best behavior?
For now. No, I didn't say nothing too crazy.
Okay. I mean, you started off the gate with hating Assassin's Creed, but all right.
I mean, look, I'm just letting the people know how I feel. Like, look, I don't want you talking about Assassin's Creed. I just want them to know I don't stand behind you on that one. So
that's fine. I mean, I don't even know the game you mentioned, so.
I mean, that's cool. That's why I chose the games that I chose, because I know you didn't play them. Like, I'm not even telling her what I really like. Like, I ain't want no judgments. Like, she hasn't played them, so she can't make an opinion on things she hasn't played, right?
I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my list and play it, so I can come back and judge you later.
See, so if you did decide to add Persona to your list, I want you to know at minimum you got to put 100 hours into that game.
No.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm already tied down to Dragon Age right now. I'm like 32 hours into that, and maybe a little over halfway through the game. So. But hey, it is what it is. Oh, you know what? And that's a good idea. So what are you streaming right now on your live streams?
Currently, the game that I'm playing as my main story-driven game, because I usually mix. I think we do the same thing. A little bit of multiplayer with a little bit of story-driven. My story-driven game is Kingdom Hearts 2 right now. Just finished Kingdom Hearts 1, and we are currently on Kingdom Hearts 2. Undecided if I'll touch Kingdom Hearts 3. But we shall see.
Okay. So I am currently playing Dragon Age Veilguard as my main single player story kind of game. I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. I have been trying to push through because I made a commitment to play it only on stream so everybody can follow along with the story. And I don't know what's gonna come after that. Probably Last of Us. Because I have to.
Better be the Last of Us.
And then we also do stream Phasmophobia on occasion together, or Demonologist, because we're trying to get into something a little bit scarier. And, every once in a while you might catch us on Fortnite too.
Fortnite. My new obsession.
Someday you'll get good at it.
That's not very nice. I put a lot of hard work into being on your level, at least.
And just a little bit more hard work and you'll be halfway there.
Oh, my teacher Pang has been doing a whole bunch for me, so I've learned so much about Fortnite that I never knew. I learned how to sweat properly.
Sure. I'll believe you. If you believe it, I believe it.
All right, I think we can wrap it up from here. That has been first episode of the Chaos Within podcast. You can find each of us on TikTok. Like I said, that'll probably be somewhere floating around the screen. Links also will be in the bio. Anything else we would like to add?
Make sure you take some time to embrace the chaos within.
And with that, we are ending the show. See you guys next time.